إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما أما بعد فإن أصدق الكلام كتاب الله خير الهدي هدي محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وشر الأمور محدثاتها كل محدثة بدعة وكل بدعة ضلالة كل ضلالة في النار وبعد السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Inshallah, these some sittings on the moon sighting subject, and especially particularly to discuss about the international moon sighting concept, how it is the most strongable in its evidence. And further to say, I would like to confirm that was the methodology which was practiced by Rasulullah and the Sahabas at their time, and that's what the whole Ummatul Islami has to abide by it. This will be proved with its evidences from the Kitabi was Sunnah, inshallah. As the saying of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in Surah Al-Baqarah, verse number 185, وَمَنْ شَهِدَ مِنْكُمُ الشَّهْرَ فَلْيَصُمْهُ. Whom among you may witness the month, let him fast it. Witness is either sighting from the eyes directly or getting the information of someone else cited it. So in this verse, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala clearly mentions, if we are in the knowledge of the month has started, it's either by citing it or by witness, we have to fast it. So this is a very clear message for every individual of a Muslim, that if he witnesses the month, it's upon him to fast. There's no any exception to him except if he is a traveler or if he is a sick person. Similar is in the Hadeeth of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. First, the Hadeeth of Abdurrahman ibn Zaid bin Kahtthab, where it says, أنه خطب عن Abdurrahman ibn Zaid bin Kahtthab أنه خطب الناس في اليوم الذي يشك فيه فقال ألا إني جالست أصحاب رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم وسألتهم فإنهم حدثوني أن رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم قال صوموا لرؤيته وافطروا لرؤيته وامسكوا لها فإن غم عليكم فأكملوا 30 فإن شهد شاهدان فصوموا وافطروا. This is the wordings of Nasa'i, which is also collected by Imam Ahmad and Nasa'i and Daraqutni similarly. On the authority of Abdurrahman ibn Zayd ibn Khattab, he addressed the people on the day of Shak, the day of doubt, that means the 29th of a month, where that the next day we either count it to be the 1st or 30th, so that day is not the 29th, and said, verily I have sat with the companions of the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam and questioned them, and they informed to me that the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said is, fast on its sighting and open on its sighting, and have your religious matters on it. If it is cloudy, complete it 30. If two witnesses, then fast on it, open on it. These are the words of Sunnah Nasai, English translation, also collected by Imam Ahmad in his Musnad and Imam Nasai in Sunan Daraqutni. This hadith of Abdurrahman ibn Zayd ibn Khattab very clearly says that he is carrying this message from the companions of the Messenger of Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, from the Sahabas, and they all have informed him that Rasulullah saying is, fast on its sighting, then fast on the sighting of the hilal, and open on its sighting open on the sighting of the hilal. That means start the month of Ramadan on the sighting of the hilal, and similarly finish the month of Ramadan and start your Eid on the sighting of the hilal of the Ramadan. Similarly, have your religious matters on it, and your religious matters in which we will have the Ila or the Dihar or the Eid of the Talaq, and similarly the hijama dates to be known, similarly the Ayyam al-Bayt, the 13, 14, 15 to be fasted every month. All these are to be known from the sighting of the moon on every month. So, and then Rasulullah says, fast on its sighting, open its sighting, and heavy release matters on it. And if it is cloudy to you or covered to you or it has not been clear to you, then complete it 30. And then also Rasulullah mentions, if two witnesses witness it, that about the moon sighting news, you may fast on it and you may also open on it, which is a clear message of how we have to start our Ramadan and finish our Ramadan. So these are the indications where there are three rulings in it. First ruling is the wording of the Hadith Sumu li ru'yati wa aftir li ru'yati. Fast on its sighting, open on its sighting. Second ruling is in this, if it's cloudy, complete the month 30. The third is if two witnesses come, fast on its sighting and open on its sighting. Now to consider the three wordings of the Hadith, we have to know that in many narrations, the Hadith does not bring the wordings for shahida shahidani fasumu waftiru. If two witnesses come, fast on it and open on it. Similarly, you get many narrations just saying sumu li ru'yati waftiru li ru'yatihi fa in ghumma alaykum fa akmilu thalathin aw fa akmilu al-idda fa atimmu sha'bana thalathin, different wordings. Fast on its sighting, open its sighting, and if it's cloudy to you, complete the counting 30 or complete it by counting it or complete the month Sha'ban 30. Similar wordings are used in different multiple narration. We have to know that this is the way the narrators sometimes narrate hadiths by summarizing it. Due to the proper fiqh they carried in the narration, they took it easy narrating a hadith in short, or sometimes they got only that word. So they will narrate only the wording what they got. Who did not get the word, he wouldn't say that. Who got the other word, they will say it. So not in every narration you got fa'in shahida shahidani fasumu waftiru. If two witnesses come, fast on it and open on it. But we get this narration Sahih from Nasai and Musnad Ahmad and Darqutni. This narration, so this very clearly gives an extra information, which is actually to see already available in the beginning. Two wordings, فَصُومُ لِرُؤْيَتِهِ وَافْطِرُوا لِرُؤْيَتِهِ. Let me explain to you. The saying of Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, فَصُومُ لِرُؤْيَتِهِ وَافْطِرُوا لِرُؤْيَتِهِ. صُومُ لِرُؤْيَتِهِ وَافْطِرُوا لِرُؤْيَتِهِ. Fast on its sighting, that means the sighting of the Hilal, and open on its sighting, the sighting of the Hilal. It's a duty which he is ordering to the Ummatul Islamiyah, no doubt, how to start their Ramadan and how to finish the Ramadan. Now this command of Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam saying fast on its sighting, open its sighting, it is a command that every Muslim has to follow. But in application, when we see, it's not every Muslim is going out to see the moon. That's what Imam Nawawi said. If it is, although for the khitab li jami al-ummah, although if it is the address for the whole ummah, but if ba'd al-muslimin sees it, if some of the Muslims sees it, it becomes enough for them. For the sum of the Muslims is also an evidence to all other Muslims. So knowing this, the application of the hadith in its wordings, it means that a witness is accepted. Yes, let me read to you from Sharah Muslim, where Imam Nawawi rahmatullah alayhi says, "Sumu li ru'yati wa aftir li ru'yati al-murad ru'yatu ba'd al-muslimin. ولا يشترط رؤية كل إنسان بل يكفي جميع الناس رؤية عدلين." The meaning is sighting of some of the Muslims, and it's not a condition that every person has to see it. Rather, it's enough for all mankind, the sighting of two justice people. Why? Because the sighting of the two justice people is enough for the all mankind. So when they sight it, we take the information and act upon it. So the saying of Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, sight it and fast, and sight it and open. So fast on its sighting, open its sighting. And the narration, لا تصوموا حتى تروا الهلال ولا تفطروا حتى تروا الهلال. That similar word is also available in Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam hadiths, that you shouldn't start your Ramadan without sighting the moon, and you shouldn't end your Ramadan without sighting the moon. So the point is that the sighting is a must. Either way, it has to be sighted. No doubt, not every individual is going out to sight the moon. If it is meaning that each person has to sight the moon, then in every home, every one guy has to go outside the moon, which is not the way it was applied. No at Rasulullah's time, no at Sahaba Tabi, no any time, but it meant, although it's the address for the whole nation, but it is an action done by some of the Muslims. They going and seeing the moon and bring the information, they accept it. So here, that's the point. When the information is brought, then the witness is brought, it's accepted. So that is the meaning of the sumuliriyati of the word fast on its sighting and open sighting include the acceptance of the witness. Those who carried the word sumuliriyati of fast on its sighting, open sighting, is that each one of us has to sight it. And then also they were further made a strictness by carrying the words of Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, لا تصوموا حتى تروا الهلال لا تفطروا حتى تروا الهلال. Do not fast till you sight the hilal. Do not open till you sight the hilal. There is a certain categories of scholars try to mean it that if we do not sight, we can't open the month, start the month and open the Ramadan to make the Eid. That means they meant that we have to sight. And on that the divisions started by claiming in this particular area is we, and they drew borders, and they started claiming that it's our sighting is for us, other sighting is for others. Now, for the purpose of verifying this concept of that we have to sight, other sighting is not for us. Allah's Messenger Sallam very clearly ends up the hadith by saying, فَإِذَا شَهِدَ شَاهِدَانِ فَصُومُوا لِرُؤْيَتِهِ وَافْطِرُوا لِرُؤْيَتِهِ. If two witnesses to you, then fast on it and open on it. So now here, this statement of Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam at the ending of this hadith clears the who claim that we have to sight it. And when witness come, they just try to say, this is not our moon, that's their moon, others' moon. So this type of rejecting the sighting of a moon from by another Muslim by claiming that Rasulullah said, don't fast without sighting it, don't open without sighting it. So that means we have to sight it. So this hadith answers them, no, if two witnesses come also, you fast on it and open on it. For further explanation, we would like to say to those who say that we have to sight to fast it, we have to sight to open it, we will try to ask them. I try to claim that other Muslim sighting is not applicable for you and you have to sight yourself. Then if that is the law, every one individual in the Ummatul Islam has to go and sight it. If the application is for everyone to sight it, as you claim that we have to sight it, you can't accept the sighting of some other Muslims for you, then that law should be applied on everyone. You can't try putting boundaries saying that now if it is in my country, our people we accept. If it's not in my country, I don't accept, or similar, blah blah borders and restrictions which they claimed on it, which will be discussed here, inshallah, show that is wrong. So if they're trying to say that we can't fast without open, we can't fast without sighting it, or we can't open the month of Ramadan without sighting it, means that every one of or every area has to sight it. Then if you carry so by claiming that we can't accept others' sighting for applying here, because Rasul said you have to sight it, then it has to be applied according to that argument. Every individual has to sight it. If a father sights, son cannot fast. If a son sights, father cannot fast. If a husband sights, wife cannot fast. If a wife sights, a husband cannot fast. So blah blah. When you go as a nation, every individual has to go and sight, which is unapplicable. When we say unapplicable, just not because it's unapplicable by us, unapplicable on the meaning of the wording of Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, and that's not what he meant. He meant this the address for the whole nation, and it is if a portion of the people in the nation accept to do this action, and that they sighted the hilal, they have the right to say this is Ramadan to start. If they sighted the hilal, they have right to say the Ramadan is to finish. and that sighting is enough for the start of the month of Ramadan or to end the month of Ramadan for any Muslim. So, as they are Muslims, the same will be the law for all other Muslims. So, there is no need of making a division on it. This is the clear thing we have to understand from this hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Those who claim that sighting has to be done by us and we can't accept other sighting, they went ahead making restrictions in many ways. Let me explain to you that which is available in the books of the madhabs and that which is today available in our type of latest argumentations of certain people of knowledge. Number one, in the books of madhabs, they went ahead claiming that you have to get your sighting in the limited area of such and such, and they drew three ways, or they showed to us three ways how the acceptance is applicable, where the acceptance is not applicable. Certain claim that the distance of a traveler will be our limit for accepting the sighting of the moon. Another category claim no, that will be the limit of our land, which we say continent. Where the sea divides the land, then we will let that not to be accepted. So when it comes to the continent, we'll take it from our continent, not from the others. And further, certain others said, no, it is on to the sunrise where the sunshine shoots, that area we accept, and what is not that other area we don't accept. Thus, they divided this acceptance in the matter of accepting the witness in a particular limited area and not that. So they further divided into three categories in their way of rejecting and accepting the witness. Further in these divisions, there is to say al-matla. That means the area where the sun rises. They also further went dividing. They said Hijaz with Sham, Iraq with Khurasan. So like the different types of subdivisions further took place. And then again when it came to continent, different continents were considered different aspects. Thus divisions took further and further in this type of discussion where they went ahead of limitations to their witnesses. But at the end of all of this talk, none of them has any evidence for limiting the witness. As those who claim it is for the distance of a traveler, it has nothing to do with the fasting. I mean, the distance of the traveler, actually there is nothing authentic available to limit the distance even for a traveler. That is the final conclusion between the ulamas of Sunnah in the matter of realizing the traveler and limiting for a distance, that is after the distance he is a traveler, after this he is not a traveler, like that. There is nothing authentic on it. So that cannot be considered into the matter of fasting. Secondly, claiming the matla, where the sunshine falls, we are going to see the area of the sunshine flow at every second. The sun is moving and the sunshine is expanding. So how are we going to draw an area from another area? So these are not applicable and practicable solutions for fasting. So all these three types of limitation for the witness which they try to draw is totally out of evidence. So we cannot go and accept any of it. Further, there are, at our later times, they went ahead saying witnesses are limited to the our lanes. Every country looks for it and not for the other country, which was even headings in certain of the Hadeeth books. لِكُلِّ بَلَدٍ رُؤْيَتُهُمْ وَلَا يَأْخُذُ بِرُؤْيَةِ الْآخَرِينَ. Like now we put the chapter heading for Sahih Muslim on the Hadith of Quraib ibn Abbas Hadith. He said it is for every country to see on their sighting and not to accept others' sighting. Thus, if we go ahead and go to the boundaries and the borders of countries, again that has nothing to do with the religion. These are political issues. today a country which was a part of another. Like at that time, Sham and Medina was at one Khilafat, but still when Quraib came from Sham, Ibn Abbas is looking into the witness, and under one Khilafat, according to the argument of the people of Madhab who say Ibn Abbas did not accept Quraib. Now, if it is going to be taken into consideration, Ibn Abbas is not accepting Quraib under his own Khilafat of Muawiyah. So they are under one Khilafat having two different citing activity if it is going to be said that Ibn Abbas refuted it. Although the final decision to be taken in the Hadith of Quraib Ibn Abbas is that they did not differ, which I will explain it later when it Hadith comes with its wordings and narrations, inshallah. So that time when you say Sham, that is the Khilafat head, and the Medina was all that to be under that Khilafat. So now there are arguments of that is the other point of opinion that according to the authority and the rule, moonsighting has to be divided. So every ruler has a right to decide for his community, and they had to abide by it and not take others. So if it is going to go like that, again it's a political issue. It's nothing to do with the religion. So similar, a lot of type of things has come ahead at later times. People trying to limit the witness. Now there is this type of limitation to the witness which they are trying to draw has no any evidence from the Quran and Sunnah. But what the Quran and Sunnah said is clearly without any limitation. The ayah said, فَمَنْ شَهِدَ مِنْكُمُ الشَّهْرَ فَلْيَصُمْهُ, whom among you witnessed the month, let him fast it. So there was no any limitation for the witness to reject the other and to accept this. But rather, if you witness it, and that's it, you have to fast it. And similarly, the hadith said, فَإِذَا شَهِدَ شَاهِدَانِ مُسْلِمَانِ, if two Muslims witness, فَسُومُ لِرُيَّتِهِ وَافْطِرُوا لِرُيَّتِهِ, fast on it and open on it. So this is in the text of the Sharia from the Quran and Sunnah. There's nothing to limit the witness. But there's a lot of arguments from the later comers, especially from the Madhab and those followers, and their research workers went ahead when they found the hadith is asking to accept the witness. They went ahead drawing limitation to the witness, and they said yes, we may take the witness because they understood the saying of Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam at the beginning of the hadith, Sumul Irati of the see fast on its sighting, open its sighting also includes the witness, because not every individual in the Ummah is going to cite it. It's someone citing and others accepting it, that's accepting the witness. So the issue of witness could not be rejected anyhow by anyone, but rather they went ahead to limit it. So the witness is to be limited. Now this limitation they took ahead from different attitudes. All of them doesn't have any evidence in the Quran or Sunnah. So what we say today in our word, local moon sighting, the moon to be sighted in our local area, again a limitation put to the witness, that in our local, if it come, we get the witness. If it come out of us, if we don't get the witness. It is very unevidence from Quran and Sunnah. So on that we also can say, if we are going to fix it from the local area to get the moon sighting evidence, a person who is at the border of our country and another person who is at the border of the other country who are just next by next. This guy is going to fast, the other guy is not going to fast, or this guy is going to have the Eid, the other guy is not going to have the Eid, or that village is going to have the Eid, the other village is not going to have the Eid, on the count that there are political difference. This Pakistan, that's India, for example, the border areas of it, or China and India, or then you say similarly you have this Pakistan and Iran, and then you have Iraq and Iran, and then you have Iraq and Syria, Jordan, then Jordan and Syria, all these countries where their borders are together. You will see a village at the end of the border of that country celebrating the Eid, while the other border village is just on an eyewitness. You see the next side, they are not having the celebration of the Eid or fast. So this is again when the hadith of Rasulullah says, وَالصَّوْمَ يَوْمَ تَصُومُونَ وَالْفِطْرَ يَوْمَ تَفْطُرُونَ وَالْأَضْحَى يَوْمَ تَضْحَكُونَ. The day of fasting is when you are fasting. Day of fitr is when you are doing the fitr. The day of adha is when you are doing the adha. So these people are seeing the people are fasting and they are not having it. So this is again not applicable. So at the end of the day, if we are to look into the Sharia through the Quran and Ahadith, if a Muslim is fasting on the sighting of the moon and evidence. So having a festival, that is a law for every Muslim, and we have no right to reject it or say that's my area, you area. This type is things which is going to contradict the Quran and Sunnah. So inshallah, this is for the first sitting. I have tried to elaborate the hadith of Sumuli Ru'yati wa Ru'yatihi. It also include the meaning of Shahada, the witness, and we'll be sitting on the next sitting. فَإِنْ غُمَّ عَلَيْكُمُ الشَّهْرَ فَتَمُّهُ ثَلَاثِينَ. If the month is cloudy, if it is cloudy to complete the month 30, we'll be looking into that text in our next sitting, inshallah. And I would like the listeners who are listening to this, my voice, to whomever it reached, they may contact me for their any inquiries or questions directly as an admin in this group, so that you will be able to be considered, inshallah. Your question will be either discussed with you directly if you need a detailed explanation and a discussion which will be open for you, the forum, for me and you to have a discussion. Or if your question is worth to be discussed in a sitting or in the next gathering, I'll be putting ahead the question that has come in the with one of the brothers and that is worth to be discussed, will be discussed. Inshallah, thus we will be continuing our gatherings. So this is for today. Will be our first sitting on the topic of moonsighting, inshallah. وجزاكم الله خير. فإن أصبت من عند الله وإن أخطأت من نفسي من الشيطان والله أعلم. If I told of anything of good, that's Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's mercy and blessing on me. If I done of any mistake, that's of me and shaitan. And know every time the evidence is Quran and Sunnah, as understood by the Sahabat Ridwanullahi alayhim ajma'in. هذا ما عندي والله أعلم والعلم عند الله سبحانه